You all know me as Annika the Scientist, but today I would like to let you in a little secret of mine. I actually have a hidden superpower. This is me, almost 10 years ago. Before I began my studies in linguistics, I was trained and worked in marketing. First, I worked in an advertising agency that ran campaigns for Lufthansa and MasterCard. And then I worked part-time while studying as an assistant in the marketing department of the WWF. So I have a somewhat unique viewpoint on how to construct an academic profile, and I would like to share with you what I learned over the past few years about building a brand for myself. Although you might not think of it as a brand, having an online profile on academia, ResearchGate, or a personal website where you say who you are and what you do is already self-marketing. So be aware of that and use that strategically. Here are the points that I found most important when starting to think about what I wanted my profile to look like, and I go through them one by one in the following. First, Google yourself. You need to see what other people see when they are searching for your name and how you are presented on the internet. I, for one, think of all my profiles that I have online as business cards that I would hand out when visiting a trade fair or meet a client. And so all your profiles should be somehow consistent. You don't have to be on all the platforms, but one of the easiest ways to get started is the personal website on the MPI website. This is also important if you already have your own website somewhere, because people are not necessarily looking for you. They might check out the Institute's website to see what the people of the MPI EVA are doing, and then they find your profile by chance. And in addition, Archive and Google Scholar are great tools to keep track of your publications. And I learned that Twitter is a great way to promote your work, but more about that later. Then find 3 to 5 keywords that you want people to connect to your name. These keywords should occur throughout your profiles, and you can sprinkle them in everywhere you go. And here you see some examples of the panelists of the roundtable from our summer school, where I highlighted some of their keywords. So craft a message about your own work and think about what you want to convey to who. These are the essentials. You should add the field that you're working in, if applicable, a geographic region, but definitely the methods you're working with and your overarching goal. Try to keep the message as short as possible. I know this is tricky sometimes, but if you have a bit more space, you can add current and past affiliation, achievements like articles, or outreach activities like a podcast or a TED Talk. Okay, so you have an idea about the possibilities that are out there and know what you want to convey, and then there is this big problem. You don't have time. Well, building and keeping an active brand is a full-time job, but you don't have to do it all at once. I built my profiles over a 3-year period. You just need to be smart about what brand building tasks you can combine with research-related tasks. So I will share some ideas, and I'm still evolving and adding. So this is an ongoing process, and it will become easier with time. In the idea stage, you can talk to people, make a Twitter survey, connect with people to build a collaboration. This is all self-marketing and just showing others that you have this idea and want to work on it. Then you are conducting the study, so you can present preliminary results at a conference. You can write blog posts about your data, a fieldwork trip, or your analysis, and tweet about interesting articles that you are reading. This is also acknowledging other researchers and their work. And when you have the finished article, you can upload a preprint, and with the preprint, you can start advertising the study, post a summary as a thread on Twitter, share it with your network via email or on ResearchGate, and then distribute it basically. One concern that I often hear is that people actually don't like to talk about themselves. So you need to ask yourself the question of what information am I comfortable sharing? For one, I keep my private and professional life separate, but this is a choice that you need to make. But there are always ways to let people get a glimpse of the things that you're interested in. So for example, I built a virtual bookshelf so that people see what I'm reading. And this has actually proven very useful because now people come up to me and say, hey, I also read this book, or can you recommend this book on your website? So this is a great conversation starter. And then, as I said before, I think Twitter is a great tool. I mostly share or retweet work-related stuff, so releases on Concepticon, announcement of blog posts, a thread about our array article, or advertise the call for the Artemis program. And here and there I post a picture of something like a fun postcard. So I would like to leave you with one word of encouragement that you should always keep in mind, and maybe sometimes put on your marketing hat and quietly whisper to yourself, your work is worth talking about.